Hey guys, Reese Perrott here from Next Level Performance. Going to talk to you about ways that you can improve or increase your sleeping. So I get it a lot of time, a couple of my clients come in, and one of my clients today actually had 7 hours sleep last night, which she was celebrating because it's a rare occasion. I think there's been literally 2 or 3 times where she's come in and had adequate sleeping patterns. So, a few more of my clients, they'll come in and they will literally not have enough sleep. They're coming in and they're tired, they're fatigued. There's a lot of stress coming in. There's a lot of factors that come into the sleeping quality and also getting to sleep at certain times. So I'm going to talk a little bit about these for you now. So the first thing that we're going to talk about is caffeine. Caffeine is a huge stimulant. It's known for its energetic properties. It's in things like Red Bull, Monster, energy drinks, stuff like that. It's also coffee, your caffeinated drinks. Caffeine has actually been on the banned substance for the anti-doping agency. It's been on and off the banned substances. At the moment, it's not on there, so it is allowed, but it shows the potential for the energy and the performance benefits of caffeine. However, if you're having caffeine, whether it's in coffee, whether it's in tea, because tea does have caffeine as well, and whether it's in Coca-Cola, things like that, or whether it's simply in energy drinks, it's going to affect your sleeping patterns. It's going to affect your sleep quality and the time to get to sleep as well. So we want to really try and limit or eliminate the caffeine intake after a certain time. So around about 6 hours before you go into sleep, you don't want to be taking on any caffeine. It's there's a lot of research around this. There's a lot of sort of common sense around it as well. So if you're feeling tired around anytime after sort of 6 o'clock or things like that, then have a little bit of a mindset shift, and if you need to, but just try and stay away from the caffeine because it will affect your sleep. It will create you're not going to be able to get into as deep a sleep as you possibly can. So the next thing is, talking about caffeine and stimulants, is alcohol. Alcohol and things like that are going to dramatically affect your sleep. Smoking is another stimulant that will affect your sleeping quality and your time to get to sleep. We've all done it where we've gone on a night out on the town. Maybe it's Christmas and we've gone out, or maybe it's a birthday or whatever. But if we go out, our sleep, we'll sort of want to fall asleep as soon as we start drinking a lot, but it's going to be a very shallow sleep. We're not going to be able to get to the REM sleep. That is going to be a very deep sleep where the magic happens and where we get the rest and recovery that we need from that sleep. So limit the alcohol, try and take it down at least, or eliminate it from the diet, because it's going to affect your sleeping patterns, especially over night time. The most common time for having a glass of wine, things like that, is going to be of a night when you're winding down, when you're trying to relax, but try to use other things. Maybe get a good book. There's plenty behind me if you need any. Let me know. There's audio books, there's many things like little puzzles, things like that are going to allow you to de-stress, to wind off and think about for different things away from work that you can de-stress around, and that'll actually help with your sleeping pattern as well. So talking about sleeping patterns, getting a pre-established sleeping pattern where you're going to bed at a certain time, waking up at a certain time. This will set your body clock so that ideally in time you don't have to set an alarm. We've all done it before. We're getting up at a certain time for work. We have a one day off, maybe on a Saturday, and we think, oh yeah, lie in. But what happens? We end up automatically waking up at a specific time. Maybe it's 5 or 6 o'clock in the morning, whatever time you normally get up. And then you're awake, you're wide awake, you're wired, and you can't get back to sleep. And it's like, okay, I'll get up, admit defeat and get up. So this is your body's way of setting that pre-established routine and making sure that you stick with it. So it could be a factor that you don't actually need an alarm. I imagine a lot of you are stressing out at the fact of not having an alarm, thinking that you'll never actually wake up. Of a morning, at least you will obviously wake up, but it's getting that sort of confidence, getting that routine in place so that you can get up at any time. And how often do you wake up 5 minutes before your alarm as well? So that's a major factor. Over that sleeping routine, get obviously a time in place, but also get a time in place where you are winding down, turning off electronics, whether it's a TV, whether it's your phone, whether it's your computer. The screen, the white screen of a computer or of your phone will affect your sleeping patterns because it increases the cortisol levels, your stress levels. So subconsciously, your brain is getting ready to fight or flight. It's not getting ready to go to sleep and wind down. So whether you're reading, make sure it's not on your phone or on a Kindle. Make sure that it's on an actual physical book, or listen to it on Audible. Even if it's just getting a puzzle book or something like that. But try and turn off the technology. Try and have a conversation with your loved ones if you need to, in person, not on the phone, and get that relaxing sort of atmosphere around. Get a warm bath is perfect for winding down as well and getting that sleep routine active for you. Also, there's nothing more frustrating than going to sleep and sitting there trying to get to sleep. This may be needed in the early stages of getting that sleeping routine, but don't try and fight any fatigue or any tired. If you're tired at 8 o'clock and you normally go to bed at 10, go to bed at 8, and try and make sure that you stay in bed until the morning. If you wake up at sort of 10, half 10, because that's when you're normally sort of getting up, it's probably because going back, you're normally on your phone at that time. Stress levels are normally peaking and going back up at that time, so it's going to naturally do that on a course for a few days afterwards, even if you're not doing that. So that's probably one of the reasons why if you go to bed at 8, you're waking up at a time where you would normally go to bed. But stay in bed, don't get your phone, avoid that temptation by putting your phone in another room if you need to, or at the other side of the room, the opposite end of the room, whatever it is. That way you can still have your alarm if you need it, but make sure it's at the opposite end, outside of arm's reach for you. So just stay in bed, just relax, get a book, take your mind off things, and just relax and try and forget about stressing and things like that. As I mentioned before, the white lights that's shining on my face right now from the sort of vitamin D light I've got, the lights off your computer, off your phones, is gonna play havoc with your stress levels. So use light to your advantage. Use the light from the sun. The sun sets, we start getting tired, we start switching down. So use that to your advantage and try and get a time of day where lights are going down. Maybe have candles in the room instead of the bright lights, the LED lights, things like that for you. Okay, going back to when you're tired, if you're needing to have a nap, and it's been a long day, you've gotten up early, you're tired, you need to have a quick sort of siesta type thing. There's a reason why the Mediterraneans, the Spanish, the Italians, they have their siesta around lunchtime. They don't have it after 4 or 5 o'clock at night of an evening, because that's going to play havoc with your sleep. That's going to keep you awake longer because it's going to be too close to the time to go to sleep with what's called a circadian rhythm. So if you're going to have a nap, a little siesta, have it earlier in the day, at around lunchtime, around midday. If not, if it's getting later and you're feeling tired, just get through it, get what you need to get done, and then just chill out, relax. A lot of people, they feel tired because they've had a big meal, and a lot of the blood, a lot of the energy has gone to the stomach to try and break down that meal. So go light on your main meals, your dinners, your evening meals. Have a light lunch, rather a light meal there, instead of having a huge portion. That's something for another day as well with regards to portion sizes, but just go a little bit lighter, especially on things like carbs. Have them in there, but have them a little bit lighter for you, and have the fats and proteins a little bit less on there as well. as I've already mentioned, fluid intake is going to be huge. Try not to drink in the hour before you go into bed, because that could lead to leading to the toilet and waking you up midway through the night as well. So get that in, get that done, and you'll get the full night's sleep that you need, rather than waking up and having to go to the toilet. Exercise, the last thing that we're going to talk about is exercise can affect your sleep as well. So if you're training, I know we've got sessions at 8 till 9, but if you're training late, it's going to affect your sleep. Your energy levels are going to be sort of heightened from the training sessions. We all heard about, when you train of a morning, it sets you up and gives you the energy to get through the rest of the day. Same thing of a night. So if you're training late at night, you might need to use some sort of supplements to get you to sleep. Zinc and magnesium is great. Epsom salt is amazing in a warm hot bath. That's going to bring your stress levels, your cortisol levels down. That's going to get you into a heightened relaxation state. Okay, so the last point I'm going to say here is to make sure that you follow through on these. Set a diary, set alarms on your phone, so that when you need to switch it off, when you need to switch the telly off, when you need to start winding down, set timers on your phone so that it's, instead of an alarm to wake up, it's an alarm to start settling down and maybe go to sleep as well. So make sure that you're following through with these. All of these are things that you can do straight away. They're not major dramatic changes, they're just small subtle changes. There is 11 or 12 of these tips that I've put in now, but just keep it as what they are and just use them each individual. You can build up on 2 of them by avoiding caffeine and avoiding your phone. So avoid the coffee, get a book, have a read of a book, get a good story, fiction or non-fiction, whichever is comfortable for you, and whatever's going to sort of allow you to chill out a lot more. All right, perfect. I'm Reese Parrott from Next Level Performance. If you've got any questions, if you've got any queries, just feel free to message me, email me at reeseparrott.com, comment on the post below, or if you need to, just send me a private message for you as well. All right, perfect. I'll see you later.